Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Manifest Ruthlessly. Here we don't just dream, we do. We don't just plan, we execute. We don't just visualize, we build and we act. Baby, we don't just grow, we evolve. And we don't just manifest. We move with clarity, act with courage, get uncomfortable, refuse to play small, stop negotiating with fear, disrupt any and everything that dims us. And yes, we still do the things that scared us yesterday. Should I keep going or do you get the picture? Either way, around here we show up like we mean it and we take up space like it's ours. Because at the end of the day, it really is. Now, before we get started, before we jump into this thing, I gotta ask, how is everybody? How your mama, sister, brother, cousin, daddy, uncle, auntie, grandma, TT, Nim? How the kids? They all right? School ain't started back yet. Or depending on when you listen to this, it might have started back. How they doing? They all right? They still getting on your nerves? Most importantly, how are you? How are you feeling? How are you mentally, emotionally, spiritually? I ain't gonna ask financially because we all could use a couple extra dollars in our pockets right about now. But in all seriousness, I just want you to know somebody looking out for you, somebody checking on you. I know you spend every day checking on everybody else's needs, holding up space for everybody else's mess, making sure everybody else got their wants, making sure they're okay, even when you're running on empty. So just know someone's checking on you too and what you need. All right. And speaking of what you need, today's episode, it might make your inner people pleaser squirm. But that's the point. Because the goal is to, how can I put it? Today, we're unpacking a truth that just might piss off a version of you that thought being like was the goal. I think that's the best way to put that. This is your official notice that being nice ain't the same as being kind. And sometimes what you're calling kindness is just manipulation and soft lighting. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Y'all still here? All right. Have you ever sat with yourself and realized you've been saying yes to things that you either meant or really want to say no to? Have you been tolerating energy that you just downright tired of? Have you been sugarcoating your truth so somebody else wouldn't feel bad? That's not kindness. That's self-abandonment. Here's something that I saw on social media the other day. It says, my life got better when I realized I didn't have to be nice. Nice got me ran over, stressed out, and disrespected. I'm not nice. I'm a good person. And there's a difference. And as I sat back, thinking about me and my old people pleasing ways, some that I've, for the most part, I like to think that I've grown out of that. I do find myself falling back into those old ways at times, and I have to, catch myself. But this is what I took away from it, and I tried to I always try and reword in my own words, girl. It's gonna be one of them days, y'all. I try to, rephrase it, and put it in my own words so that I absorb it better, because that's how I retain information, or how I do things overall. But so when I rewrote it, I wrote it as, my life shifted in the best way when I finally decided I didn't owe anyone nice. See, nice got me overlooked, nice got me talked over, played with, and at times physically, emotionally, spiritually drained, and even financially drained at times. That was the biggest issue, being financially drained for me. Nice got me second guessing myself while folks walked all over me and smiling the whole damn time. But let's be clear, I'm not nice. I'm a good person, and there is a difference. Because good people, they have boundaries. They say no and mean it. They walk away when it's no longer serving them, and they don't lose sleep over someone being uncomfortable with the truth. Niceness, especially when it's performative or rooted in fear, it ain't noble, it's numbing. It disconnects you from your own truth just to keep the peace. And if we're being real, sometimes the peace you protecting ain't even yours. I am not here to make everybody comfortable. I'm here to be real, be rooted, and be good on my terms. And that's more than enough. Okay? All right, so now that we've peeled back the layers, we start to peel them back and started naming the tension. Let's call it out. Call it what it really is. Because sometimes nice, it really is just a pretty cover for pain. Sometimes what we're labeling as noble is actually just numbing. And numbing is not neutral because it's definitely costing you something. So let's call it for what it is. Avoidance, wrapped in politeness. Fear, disguised as flexibility. Old people pleasing patterns, wearing new polished outfits. That ain't kindness. It's camouflage. It's protection mode dressed up like maturity. It's saying, I'm fine, when you're actually disappearing in real time. Some of us have been taught to perform peace to make it more palatable, to keep the air light even when our spirit feels heavy. But the question that you have to ask is, at what cost? Because peace that demands your silence ain't peace, it's a performance. And if you need proof that we've been programmed to perform niceness, just listen to the phrases we've all said or accepted without blinking. Something like, I just want what's best for you. Translation is just, I want to do what I think is best, not what you believe is right. That's rooted in control, masked as concern. A statement like, you've changed. Translation is just, you're no longer bending in ways that benefit me. A statement like, don't be so sensitive. And translation is just, I don't want to take accountability for what I said. AKA gaslighting. One of my favorites. You're overthinking it. Translation, you caught something I hope you'd ignore. And that's rooted in deflection. And last one I got is, I didn't even mean it like that. Like, ugh. Translation, I want to pass for my impact because I'm uncomfortable with your reaction. And that's rooted in just avoiding accountability. So check your mouth before you call it maturity. Not all honesty is healthy. Not all silence is peace. And not all help is healing. All right. Now that we've called out the cute sounding, manipulation, let's turn the mirror inward, because you can't always be pointing the finger at everybody else. You really do got to look at yourself at times. This really ain't about them anymore. It's about you. So ask yourself, what's really going on beneath the surface? The question I have for you is, where in your life are you being nice to avoid conflict? And what is that niceness costing you? Take a deep breath, take your time, pause if you need to, write it out, but be brutally honest. Like, this is between you and you. Because until you unpack it, you just gonna keep repeating it. Okay, now that you've put it on paper, let's put it in perspective, right? Because naming the pattern is one thing, but seeing it for really is, that's where the shift happens. That's where it begins. So if you're constantly saying yes out of guilt, nodding out of fear, or shrinking to avoid someone else's discomfort, I want you to think about it this way. That's not love. That's self-rejection with a pretty face. You don't owe anyone your silence, your energy, or your peace, especially when the price is your own well-being. Nice won't save you. Nice won't center you. Nice won't help you heal. Discernment will. Boundaries will. Speaking up, even if your voice shakes, will. Okay, so now that we've done that, now that we've named the weight, let's release it. Let's shift from awareness into, some aligned action. Today, I want you to do 3 things. I'm going to do it too. Let's do 3 things. Let's try saying no without a backstory. You say no, let it be complete. Let it be enough. Just no. Not no. No, I'm sorry, I can't. Just no. Second thing, call back your energy from relationship or roles where you've been performing peace. If it ain't real, it ain't worth it. So if you faking it with somebody, or however that applies to your life, because it can apply in 1,001 ways, call it back. And the last one, replace one people-pleasing pattern with a self-honoring one. Start small. Just start. Wherever you are people-pleasing in your life, just pick one thing. If that stirs something up in you, good. But we're not leaving you heavy. We're gonna seal this in with some truth that you can carry on throughout the day. So, I love adding in a little affirmation for the day. And this one is, I don't have to perform peace to feel powerful. I release the guilt that kept me nice. I give myself permission to honor my truth, even if it makes others uncomfortable. I will not betray myself to protect someone else's comfort. My boundaries are sacred. My kindness is real, but it's no longer code for self-abandonment. Today, I let go of the need to be liked and choose the freedom to be real. Okay? Also, and if nobody's told you lately, just give me a second. Let me just listen. If nobody's told you lately, you are not wrong for choosing yourself. If that's the journey you're on right now, you are not wrong for choosing yourself. Let them feel what they need to feel. This is your healing, your alignment. This is your turn. Moving forward. If you forget that, just come back to this little section. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. That's today's word. If you felt, this episode, if you enjoyed it, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to somebody. An accountability partner. Or that friend that's always being nice, but low-key simmering in silence. Let's normalize, truth over performance. Other thing is, this journey that we on, it ain't about perfection. It is about alignment. You don't owe anyone your softness at the cost of your purpose. Keep in mind, the universe sends warnings before it sends breakthroughs. And God will pull you out of rooms you beg to be in just to protect what He put in you. So pay attention, heal fast, stop making excuses for what you already know ain't working, and move forward. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have an amazing morning, evening, day, night, whatever you are, where, whatever time it is where you at. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.